Hello and welcome back to our airdrop farming alpha video. In this video, we're going to talk about Solana's biggest stablecoin protocol that just launches their airdrop registration, which is now live, and we'll talk about the details in this video along with some other protocols that is very interesting to farm right now, and we'll definitely give all the details in this video. So if you are a very active farmer or DeFi trader, I recommend you to hit that subscribe button for free. Get this weekly updated videos completely for free, and or also share to your fellow trader or friends that is also very interested in DeFi but has no clue on how to start. This video or this channel will be a good help to them. So let's just get started into the video. And yeah, so Solstice airdrop registration is just announced yesterday. So this is a delta neutral yield protocol on Solana, which issues USX. So if you look at here on their website, you can completely see how to actually farm from this airdrop. You can launch the app here. Over here you can see the dashboard, connect your wallet, and see how much flares, the points it's called flares, have you actually accrued throughout the season 1. And there's a lot of things that you can actually do to actually get this airdrop. And the interesting thing is that a lot of people have been speculating that this airdrop would be quite a massive one because Athena themselves on Ethereum has been performing quite well. A lot of people has been quite bullish on Athena, but this time Solstice is pretty much like Athena, but on Solana. So it's also quite interesting knowing that the valuation of Athena at their highest peak is very good. And I think this stablecoin is just, this stablecoin protocol is just as good. Knowing multiple hacks and exploits that has been happening recently, they are not affected at all because they are standing themselves without, and the yields are actually accrued from basis trading. Sorry, not yield basis, that's another whole protocol, but it's also their own standing protocol. So they are getting yields from basis trades, which means like you buy your BTC, for example, you buy BTC on spot and you short it on futures. And if you have a positive funding rate, you will get paid if you are shorting BTC. So that's how it works. That's literally how the yield works. And I think if you are already watching our video, I'm pretty sure that we mentioned about Solstice a couple of times already. And yeah, you just can go to registration.solstice.finance, and which the link is actually provided on our weekly airdrop letter right here, are actually verified some testing with the new DeFi Llama 8 extension. If this little security tips, if you are afraid on phishing websites, and that is a big deal, which on DeFi, I think every website has a potential for a phishing scam. You may never know when and how they will actually do it. So I recommend you to download some extensions on your Chrome to make sure and filter these scams. Like for example, this DeFi Llama extension here, so you can mitigate phishing scams across most websites. And we already did that, and we pasted all the websites here on our letter. So you can just access our letter and todayindefi.com, see our latest letters there, and yeah, you can just immediately get to the airdrop registration page. So if any of you have been minting USX, stake USX for EUSX, getting yield from it, or even LP it on like Orca, which is one of Solana's biggest LP protocols, Orca, and also on Exponent. If you have been trading the YTs or the LPs, you can also get points from flares from those activities. Yeah, I think that's mostly it's a 7 days window to claim allocations later on and to register. So yeah, you need to pay 0.075, which costs quite some money, and if you miss the deadline, you will forfeit the allocation. And as for Solstice, another one is the Superform airdrop. So there is a monthly claim for up rewards if you have been depositing in Superform's vaults. And yeah, next monthly unlocks is in 31 days. So historical Super Vault deposits still count toward the rewards. I think that's mostly it for Superform, short update. And I think it's only actionable for some of you who are already farming Superform in the past. And also, if you have been following our videos, we mentioned Genius a couple of times in the past. It's a YZI lab backed on-chain trading terminal that just hit TGE, and you can finally claim it here on tradegenius.com/airdrops. And again, the links are actually provided on our airdrop letter, weekly airdrop letter. So you can trade on Genius, earn Genius, save fees, and yeah, there is also if you don't want to claim the Genius for now, you can have a fee refund option available on the same page, but it burns your entire airdrop. So yeah, there's a 2-day window to decide, and yeah, you can. But if you want to claim it right now, there's only 30%. You can only claim 30% of your allocation, which 70% is actually locked for 1 year. So I think for people who are actually expecting to get like a liquid cash directly, I think it's a bummer, but it is what it is. This is what they are saying on their page. So if you are quite sure in the next like 1 year that this token will go up, I think I'll just recommend it to just hold this little allocation. And lastly, we got is Strata. We talked about Strata a couple of times already. It's the Risk protocol. And from the Discord chats, which we are very active to monitor and to see all and filter all the alphas, the TGE is actually teased as coming soon on Discord. They will announce the exact TGE date in the coming days. So if you don't know what this is, basically Risk-tranched protocol. So they are mostly integrating Athena USDE in the at first 100 million TVL. That's a pretty good deal. And after Athena, they integrate NUSD, and in 1 week, they integrate 2 new products, which is Midas M Hyper, which is the tokenized investment strategy focused on stablecoin yields, and also Midas M1 USD, which is probably more like the same strategy, stablecoin yield backed strategies. And these strategies are that again is focused on stablecoins. That's why it's also suitable on Stratus markets, because they are basically risk-tranching stablecoins protocols, not volatile token stuff. So yeah, this is what they're doing. And what you can do to get most of the points right here, that you can buy and hold their mostly traded asset as USDE from Athena. You can get 2 airdrop points at the same time. So you can farm points and also farm Athena points, or you can also, if you know the risk behind Neutral's NUSD or even Hyperion's M Hyper strategies, you can also farm them. But then again, these separate stablecoins like NUSD, USDE, or M Hyper has their own risk. So if you are not aware of it, you can actually go to our premiums, because we actually, for less than $1 a day, I think it's only half a dollar a day, 5 cents, yeah, 0.5 cents, you can get daily premium guides on DeFi farming, risk behind each protocols. And yeah, that I think you don't need to do all the nifty or time-consuming research that you usually do. And we have a lot of experience in actually searching for these kind of farms, promising protocols, and we'll only give you the curated, low risk or risk adjusted ones that are very interesting to farm right now. And so I think that's all for this week's airdrop alpha, and I'll see you on the next one.